So this is the Roman and Greek literature theories, and it will reveal the influence of Western culture all throughout the years and thousands of years ago, and of course the continuation rather of its influence in today's generation. So welcome to the Greek and Roman world. First of all, Greeks are considered as exceptional people, and they are known as the noble Greeks because of their attainment in the field of literature. And these are examples: paintings, architecture, sculpture, and even in the philosophy accordingly. Greek literature refers to literature that was written in Greek language. Until the 4th century CE, this period of Greek literature stretches from commence until the 4th century CE, and up until the rise of Alexander the Great. As we explore Greek literature, they were in the forefront as they were the first ones to have created accordingly complex literature which influenced today, especially in the way literary figures write. And that is real because, as we can observe in our literary pieces nowadays, they are made of some heroic stories. And even in the online games, that is being originated in the Greek literature. Ancient Greek literature's famous work includes epic and lyric poetry, and also the drama that includes tragedy and comedy. That is where our literature came from. So the pre-classical Greek literature revolves around myths. Another Greek literature which influenced so much the Western culture was Homer's epic poem, the Iliad and the Odyssey, written in 800 BC. Greek literature has universal appeal because of the fundamental themes and elemental components in Iliad and Odyssey. The gods embody some elemental aspects of human psychology. Moreover, Iris is a god of violence and war. Furthermore, Greek literature has qualities of permanence. Permanence meaning it is a lifetime. It is a timeless and it has enduring quality because Greek literature is much more alive. It influences other people's lives. Even in today's generation, and even it is read that 300 years ago, Greek literature is still alive, and we have influence being influenced by that literature. And it has universality which is enduring, lead, and admired by all nations. Greek literature has its four periods, namely the pre-classical period, the classical period, the Hellenistic period, and then the Roman age. In contrast, the Romans also developed a rich literature of their own. The Roman Republic and the Roman Empire produced an abundance of poetry, comedies, dramas, history, and philosophy, which are celebrated, but before it come to that level, they first copied the classical themes of the Greeks, and they even translated many of the notable Greek works into Latin. Especially the Athens, they copied that, and they read that literature, and they translated into Latin. Earlier Romans felt inferior with their literature, even if they were learned individuals who could speak and read both in Greek and Latin. They are felt inferior because they used to copy and they used Greek literature as their foundation of literature as well. But many upper-class Romans continued their education in Athens. The writer of Romance literature recognized their in-depthness to the literature of Athens and Greece. However, Roman literature cannot stand alone because they owe a depth of their neighbors, the Greeks, more especially the Athens. Most educated Romans were all aware of their own literacy inferiority, and because of this, Roman writers could easily copy Greeks' classical themes and even going so far. So they translate many of the notable Greek works into Latin one, such poet of the golden age of Roman literature. Horace wrote that Greece introduced the arts into backwards for them. Greece had more refined, superior intellectual and cultural pursuits. Yes, because Greek literature is considered to be essentially artistic, and it is considered as the highest form of classic arts or classic literature. Many of the philosophical and political concepts of the Greek authors influenced the Romans. Most notable of them were Cicero, Seneca, Boethius, Catullus, and Virgil. And officially Latin literature started in 240 BC, and at this time Greek literature is nearly finished already. The golden age of Roman poetry produced one of its great poets. For Virgil, full name is Publius Virgilius Motto. He was a distinguished poet who romanticized Rome, being raised as a farmer's child. He had this love of normal life which was evident as a theme in many of his works. He spoke of the love and lives of shepherds in his eclogues on 337 BCE. Moreover, in his Georgics on 29 BCE, he praised the Roman country life, which usually were about flowing, growing peas, tending cattle, and keeping bees. However, his most prominent works is Aeneid. It is an epic which tells of the journey of Aeneas after the fall of Troy. The character of Aeneas was the embodiment of the Roman way of life, which for Augustus it was a demonstration of fulfillment of bronze destiny.